What's happening, guys? It's Abhinav from PhoneBunch and welcome to an exclusive unboxing. This is the Yureka Note with a 6-inch display and yes, a fingerprint sensor as well. So folks, this is the retail unit of the Yureka Note, which is available for about Rs 14,000 in the market right now. You can go buy it at offline stores. It comes with a 6-inch Full HD display with Gorilla Glass 3 protection, 16 gigs of storage, 3 gigs of RAM, and runs on the MediaTek MT6753T processor. That's a turbo processor clocked at 1.5 GHz. You have a 13 megapixel rear and an 8 megapixel front facing camera. But for now, let's have a look at what we get inside the box. First up is the Yureka Note. I'll take a look at that in a very short while. Let's see what else we have. So we have a SIM ejector tool right there. You have a warranty card, a user guide right there as well. You can have a look at that too. And you have your SAR values. I know a lot of you love reading about that. Next up, we have a screen guard within the box. So that's always good to see. Manufacturers adding screen guards for new phones, which are very hard to find. Now let's see which one to pick up first. So the first is this charger. Now, according to Uteleventures, the Yureka Note supports fast charging and you do get a 2 amp charger within the box. So yes, it should charge a bit faster. You also get a micro USB to USB, data syncing and charging cable, and U-branded headset. Now, we have seen these headsets before. They just sound quite alright, but we will be testing it out later in our full review. Now coming to the Yureka Note, it is massive. It does have a sort of a metal frame and the back is rubberized. It actually looks a lot like the Euphoria, and you can see if we just compare it with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, it is quite massive. It doesn't feel very bulky though, strangely, because the weight is quite well distributed. Now we also have the same 3-button combination here, 2 for volume, 1 for power in the middle. Let's start powering on the device, and while it boots up, let's have a look at the build of the device. On the right, you have the power button sandwiched in between the 2 volume buttons. They actually don't provide that good of feedback. They don't give that great tactile response and they do wobble slightly. At the top, you have the 3.5mm audio jack, and at the same place in the bottom, you have the micro USB data syncing and charging port. So again, symmetric design with the Yureka Note as well. This actually should have been called the Euphoria Note because it looks more like that. Now moving to the left of the device, you have the SIM as well as the memory card slot. Now this is a hybrid SIM card slot. So that means you can either use 2 separate SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 micro SD card. So that's just about it. Now if we come to the back, you have that fingerprint sensor as well as a 13 megapixel camera, noise cancellation mic, and the back is a very nice soft touch matte finish. The back, just remember, is non-removable. Now the fit and finish actually isn't really that great. You can see that the back is sort of coming off. It's not glued in tight. Now I'll keep this under my pillow for a day. Let's see if that helps. Now just to complete the specs list, you have the MT6753T. As I told you before, it's an octa-core processor. You have an accelerometer, proximity sensor, light sensor, gyroscope, and a magnetic field sensor right there as well. Coming to the front, you have an 8 megapixel camera, proximity and light sensors. Now there is a notification LED, but it's at the bottom of the device. Now at the bottom, you also have the microphone there. It's not a separate speaker. The speakers are actually at the back of the device and you have 2 of them. And if you talk about that display, you have a 6-inch 1080p IPS panel. It is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. It has good viewing angles. Color accuracy is really not that good. Color reproduction slightly tends towards the colder side, so you have slightly bluer whites. But overall, it still looks good. It looks plenty sharp. Now let's talk about that fingerprint sensor. Adding it is pretty easy. It doesn't take much time. It just takes a few tries and then you are good to go. You can also lock apps with it, so that's already inbuilt into the device. Now let's see how fast it really is. So you have to press your finger a little bit against the fingerprint sensor. It doesn't work as quickly as the Redmi Note 3 or the Coolpad Note 3 or the Coolpad Note 3 Lite even. But it still gets the job done pretty quickly. It is quite accurate and it might just be the same sensor that we saw on the Utopia, because that was also sort of a pressure sensitive fingerprint sensor. Now you can see right here, app locking works right out of the box, and yes, it does work out quite well. It does take a little bit of time though. Now coming to the rear camera, it does capture images quickly. I didn't notice any shutter lag, always good to see. Now we have phase detection autofocus here. but it still takes a little bit of time to focus in. But then again, we are under studio lights, not in ambient light. I'll be testing the camera out in greater detail, so do stay tuned for our camera review and also do subscribe to our channel. The front-facing camera also did a pretty decent job. Now the images taken with the rear camera did appear slightly oversaturated under these lights. So yes, again, I'll talk to you later about the camera. But for first impressions, it seems like a decent okay camera. Now coming to software, you have the Around You launcher here, with which you can find your eateries, you can book a cab, find hotels, and there is no bloatware on this device. You just have the basic Google apps pre-installed and that's just about it. And the entire interface actually hasn't been played with much. You are not running CyanogenOS like other used smartphones. So it's basic stock Android with just a custom launcher. You have Android 5.1 Lollipop running on the device, and out of the 16 gigs of storage, you will get about 11 odd gigs when you get the device. And yes, storage is expandable, but you would have to sacrifice a second SIM card slot. Then USB OTG is also supported, and we'll check if app data is movable to the external SD card or not. Out of the 3 gigs of RAM, we had about 1.7 gigs free after the first boot, so there's plenty of RAM for multitasking, and really we didn't have any issues with that. Now app permissions also come inbuilt, which is a feature of Android Marshmallow, so that's good to see here. And in general, while using the device, I didn't feel that it was heating up or it was lagging at all. Actually, it was performing rather well. Apps opened up quickly, web browsing was smooth as well, and as I was talking about memory management, I opened so many apps and Chrome was still kept in memory. So it seems memory management is also pretty good here. Overall, smooth touch response, good fluid UI. Yes, it is a very big device, so you won't be able to use it in one hand. But then again, if you are considering this device, you know that it has a 6-inch display. It is not meant for single-handed use. Now the Yureka Note does seem like a decent device at this price point. The speakers are actually quite loud. I was surprised to hear that. Overall, good build quality. Yes, the fill and finish might not be the best, but then again, it might just be an issue with our unit. So we'll keep you posted about the Yureka Note. So stay tuned to PhoneBunch. Do hit that subscribe button for more on new smartphones. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let us in the comment section. And as always, have a great day.